How's it going, everyone? Here is another market update for you guys, and then we're actually going to be getting into my biggest narratives for this 2025 cycle and my top pick for each of these narratives. So with all that being said, let's jump right into the video and get started with what's happened today within the markets. Actually, we saw really nice recovery from the dips we had Monday, Tuesday. Again, this is why I stress the importance of handling your emotions. Just because things looked back short term doesn't mean that long term or even short term, this is a couple of days, that they will not recover. Now, if we were continued to dip from that point yesterday, I would offer some caution. I would offer some risk management tips, but of course, we did not. We rebounded, which is of course important to see. We're still waiting on Bitcoin dominance just to fall a little harder for our alt season to really kick off in full factor. So with all that being said, really not concerned with how the market is currently. I think we're going to have a nice run. December might be a little choppy, just based off looking at the charts like of Bitcoin and some other coins as well. And that's of course assuming Bitcoin dominance stays where it is. So with all that being said, like I said, don't see really any concerns within the market currently. I do think that we are nearing our top of the market as a lot of big pockets are taking profits at certain key levels within Bitcoin. And we saw that happen in spring, which ended up, of course, crashing. And then summer was kind of choppy as well. They are taking profits again this time. Look at the profit taking graph and you'll see that. Just a word of caution, but I don't think we're going to see anything drastic in terms of negative price action for a couple of months from now. So nothing to worry about short term as we get into, the Q1 of 2025. I don't think there will be anything too bad, but of course that could always change. So now let's go into a couple of narratives that I'm very fond of and some picks for each of these narratives. My first narrative is going to be AI, and my first AI narrative play and my only AI narrative play this cycle that I think everyone should have their hands in if you want to have your hands in AI is going to be Render. Render is basically a safe coin to do very good gains in terms of a relative 2 to 5x is almost guaranteed from this point with Render, assuming all season still goes, because of the connections that this coin has. We've talked about its connections with Apple, NVIDIA, a ton of different high performance companies. It has those connections with it. Definitely does do really good usage in terms of the GPU lending space. There it is. But I genuinely do like the whole concept of Render. I think Render still has room to grow because of its utility and its connections, like I said, especially onboarding normies into the crypto market. They're going to flock towards those easy to understand utility tokens. And I think Render does check all those boxes. People see, oh, Render's working with Apple. This might be a coin I'm interested in picking up. So definitely one to keep on your eye if you're looking to get a hand in AI tokens. But of course, that's not financial advice, and none of this is financial advice. Of course, always have to preface that. But I would recommend Render as an AI play. Now, if you want to look for a base AI play, there's two that come to mind. We have Talent Protocol. Again, this is one that deals with professionalism in the Web3 space. I've touched on this coin and how realistically, I don't see anything too big happening with this coin because it's a very niche field that realistically might not garner as much attention as something else that realistically, like Render, for example, dealing with GPUs and lending that power out, whereas Talent is essentially just dealing with, Web3 professionalism. Render does have the advantage in terms of utility, whereas Talent really doesn't. Because the people who are going to be using Talent is a very niched down type of person. But nonetheless, I still think Talent is a good project. Coinbase Ventures is investing in it. At least that's what Talent has said themselves. So could be a potential project to keep an eye out on. We've called this before. So it really hasn't done much in terms of price action from when we initially called this play. So it's honestly up to you just to check out. And then the final one is AIXBT, another token on Base that deals with AI, and you can actually check this one out yourself on X. So if you go to X, the platform, you'll be able to see AI XBT being used. It has its own account and it will automatically reply to your posts in a manner that is pretty crazy. It almost seems like a human is writing back to you. And it actually released its own token with another AI protocol or an AI agent token. So AI agents is the narrative. Realistically, this is a very, very risky coin to get in because AI agents have had a great run. However, if you want hands in the AI agent narrative, I think that having your hand in AI XBT might not be a bad idea, just if you want to have some allocation into the AI agents space. So that was AI, pretty broad there. And then the second one, of course, is going to be Base. Yes, Base ecosystem is a narrative, believe it or not. It's a very specific narrative. I'm just going to list my top 3 here in succession. In terms of DeFi, I always go with Aerodrome Finance, Moonwell, and Alien Base. Alien Base being the more riskier out of those other two, but I think Moonwell and Aerodrome are going to do great numbers this cycle. Based off of, again, what these coins are doing on chain, the analytics that they are doing, like the genuine performance each token is doing in their utility is phenomenal. And especially with Moonwell releasing a debit card that has Tristan Thompson, a NBA basketball player for the Cleveland Cavaliers, supporting this token as well. It's cool to see. And I genuinely think both of these projects, again, being listed on Coinbase already, are going to see some safe, healthy movement, especially if Base gets the attention I feel it truly deserves. And there will be some other Base tokens mentioned. And I just think these top 3, realistically, I don't see any fault in either of the 3. Alien Base being that smaller market cap, it does carry more risk. No matter that, I still do like the token and really like the DEX itself as being someone who has used Alien Base. So all 3 are great, cool projects that I've had the joy of dabbling with my own hands in each of them, and of course owning them as well. So yeah, I would say that's out of the Base ones, definitely ones I would consider. And then another narrative we're going to be talking about. So we talked about AI, we talked about Base, and then the final narrative that I think is going to be huge this cycle. So this is kind of like top 3 narratives are memes. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to have your hands in memes, no matter what, I think memes, regardless, every single cycle have giant runs. A lot of memes have done great numbers already. And again, I think they're still going to do great. Now, if you're looking at solid returns on memes, right now, Doge looks like a good buy in my opinion, maybe for a little nice bit of portfolio or of a little nice bit of something to add to your portfolio for safe, steady gains. But if you're looking at undervalued meme coins, which of course these all take a lot of risk, I look at Ski Mask Dog on Base and KeyCat on Base as well. There's tons of Base meme coins, but I feel like especially with KeyCat being a licensed IP, this has shown up in Family Guy and the creator actually licensing the KeyCat meme on Base. I think this is a strong potential coin to have. And then again, Ski, we've seen its performance. We've seen how it handled itself during these dips. I think Ski's in for a great run, and that's not me just shilling, the Brian Jung thing. I genuinely believe that. That's essentially why I have my bag still in there. So it's up to you at the end of the day. You don't have to invest in it no matter how you feel. But of course, tokenomically, this coin looks great also. So yeah, I really like Ski. We'll continue to support this coin and ride it out. And again, I've said I would like to be out of this coin myself at $1 to $2. Even though I think it does have potential to go higher, I just myself want to be out $1 to $2. So with all that being said, guys, those are my top 3 narratives and some coins in each narrative. Again, if you have any suggestions for either of these narratives in terms of coins, comment that down below, and I'll see you guys later.